at the Time Warner Cable Arena in Charlotte. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league, from going undrafted out of Harvard to where he is now. He says he remains very grateful. Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lin has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even though... Who started out humble like Lin.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Hornets.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And the other thing they've done well is they've run the shooters off their sweet spots. They've really closed out well and forced them to put the basketball on the floor.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for Cleveland, Wall out there with Quincy Pondexter. Then it's Smith. Then there's Whiteside. And it's Ilyasova in at the 4 spot. And Anthony Davis is checked in for Charlotte. Wiggins comes in for Shabazz Muhammad.
And Anthony Davis, growing up in the rough south side of Chicago, because of the violence, his father didn't let him venture to the playground. Instead, he built a basketball court in the backyard. This young man has come a long way.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
And Davis stayed around the game in grade school. He'd keep the clock, sell the tickets, even someone said sell nachos.
Humble beginnings, partner, humble beginnings. Didn't even dream of NBA stardom. Said he wanted to be a high school coach. Obviously, things have changed now.
Now, here's Wall, following the miss by Anthony Davis. Wall dishes to Ilyasova. He hits stolen by Lamb. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Here's Wiggins, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Take a look at what Wiggins has done. He has 8 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
The first one falls. And guys, over his first 3 seasons, no question Jeremy Lamb has been a major disappointment. Clark, his game simply didn't seem to evolve at all over that time.
Well, that's why scouting is an inexact science. You know, he was a major piece in that James Harden trade, Kevin, a few years back, but just hasn't found the traction anticipated for him.
Now, here's Wall. Smith outside. Right side a screen. Ilyasova against Davis. Shot clock at 6. Wall attacking. Some solid defense there from Lin.
And on the topic of Lamb, he really has everything he needs to succeed. Great length and athleticism. Was an excellent all-around jump shooter in college. For some reason, his game just hasn't translated to the NBA level yet. But I think if he can improve his motor, he's going to have an opportunity to be an impact player for a long time.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
And, you know, regarding Lamb's development, most scouts felt the weaknesses he did have could be ironed out over time. Well, there's still time. He needs to improve his strength, his ball handling, and his effort on defense. All things well within his control.
Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are, Clark.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
The Cavaliers trail by 18. Outside, Wall. Feeds it to Pondexter. The dish to Ilyasova. To stop the run. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
A different look now for Cleveland. Sanders checked in for Whiteside. James comes in for J.R. Smith. And it's Amon Shumpert in for John Wall.
You talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
The drive by James. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Towns, he's checked in for Ilyasova. 2 summers ago, all anyone could talk about was LeBron James and the return to Cleveland.
I mean, you couldn't write that stuff, Kevin. I mean, it was unbelievable, the storyline. I mean, after all the acrimony between LeBron and the ownership as well as the fans. But you know what? He said it best. He truly is back where he belongs.
He's home.
Yes.
He's home. And there's a whistle that goes on Amon Shumpert. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Davis, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard, Clark.
Yes,
Bring it down
sir.
hard,
Yes,
my
sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
And, you know, for LeBron, he knew he had his work cut out for him in Cleveland. A younger team unseasoned in the playoffs. They had to remake the roster a bit and gain that experience.
And slam dunk by Lamb.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Now here's Sanders. 9 points last game out. Here's Towns.
And now a look at LeBron James here. He's been dominant over the last month. 2nd in scoring, 6th in blocks. And he's in the top 20 in steals, bringing that focus and intensity at both ends.
And what he's doing right now, I mean, carving up defensive schemes at will. Boy, it's just a beautiful thing to watch.
And Towns drops them both. And here is Lynn, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Charlotte calls timeout.
You know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Well, as usual, a lot of offense in the NBA is being generated from the small forward position this season. Here are the league's best at that position. LeBron James, 2nd.
A lot of the NBA's most explosive players man that small forward position, and you're looking at a pretty good collection of them right there.
Well, I would go beyond pretty good, Craig. I mean, they are special players at the offensive end. Impossible to defend in any kind of conventional way. I mean, you've got to be creative to try to slow these guys down.
Hornets leading by 15. Lynn the pass to Lamb. Outside, Davis. From 11 feet away, here's Wiggins. And the shot no good, a bit short. The Cavaliers trail by 15. LeBron outside. It's stolen by Davis. And again, Charlotte running the court in transition. And the shot is good. 14 points for Andrew Wiggins.
And this is the tempo you love to watch. I mean, get out fast before the defense can get set.
Yeah, it's really paying off here. Fast break points accounting for their last 8.
Now here's LeBron. 6 points for him. Here's Towns. Sanders trying to get open. Towns, no luck.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Here's Lamb. Scored the basket. His fourth. He's only missed one of his.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and it is my pleasure to be with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, 6 wins in their last 10 games. They'd like to play even better. Tonight, a chance to add to their win total.
At shooting guard, at 6 foot 6 inches, number 1, Dan. At the center position, standing 6 foot 11, number 33, Larry Sanders. At power forward, standing 6 foot 11, number 32, Karl Anthony Towns. At the other guard position, 6 feet 4 inches, number 2, John Wall. From St. Vincent St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio, number 23, LeBron James.
Cavaliers have an Eastern Conference contest on their hands as they prepare to defend their home court here at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, Kevin Love. I think we can sort of see it in his first couple games that he's really feeling out his new team.
That trade is something that has the staff, players, and fans excited. They think it may be the piece of the puzzle necessary to get over the proverbial hurdle.
And with good reason. I mean, we're talking about one of the very best we have in our league, and you have to think he'd help any team.
And now Washington's starting group. Gortat is out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Bradley Beal. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Dudley in at the small forward spot. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Towns with it, working on Love. Here's Booker. And a miss there on the triple. Looking at the Wizards, they weren't as lauded as other teams last season, but the Wizards were a ferocious group on defense. Numbers support that. Their activity, Greg, could really bother teams.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, oftentimes people look at them and think offense, but it really was, to your point, Kevin, the defense was the strength of that group. I mean, they do get out in transition, but it was the defense, I thought, that really allowed them to become elite.
Nice shot by James.
A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
Lillard, the pass to Love. Ball against Lillard. Kicks it to Beal. Shoots the three. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Randy Whitman. Doris, what did he have to say?
One player on his mind in this matchup is John Wall and the spark he can provide on both ends of the court. He said that John Wall just has a knack for making big plays. His defensive abilities allow him to get strip steals and turn them into easy opportunities on the opposite end of the floor. We don't want him taking over the game on the defensive end. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. Cleveland shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
You know, one of the more impressive things that we know about LeBron James is that he is one of the great leaders in the NBA. His voice carries a lot of weight, and he hasn't been shy about raising his voice on social issues either. Good to see.
The Wizards with another miss.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
And speaking of LeBron's leadership, trying to will this Cavs team to a title, one of his greatest challenges.
And Kevin, the expectations are just so high. He may have had less talent around him in his first stint in Cleveland, but after winning titles in Miami, anything less seems like a step backwards.
And Beal kicks to Love. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. There's the pass to James. Back to Wall. Lillard with the block. Beal with it. He's picked up by Wall. Fires from the wing. And he hits the jump shot.
How nice was that? Bradley Beal, I tell you, textbook shooting form, that thing is on fire.
Now here's Wall. 23 points for him the last game against Brooklyn.
And don't forget his unbelievable steal total in that game. I mean, almost to the point they didn't want to bring the ball up the floor.
And Lillard kicks to Dudley. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Dudley's got his first 3 points of the game.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
James kicks to Wall. Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Over in the corner, Dudley. Off target from three-point range. Cleveland leading by 4. LeBron James on the wing. On the corner. And too long on the shot.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that. Well, I'd have to say Lillard is one of the game's best passers right now.
Towns with it. Working on Love. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
Yeah, and watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Nene, he's checked in for Washington. LeBron James, by many surveys, and no surprise here, GA, the most popular athlete in America.
I mean, the highest paid player in the league. And you know what? He deserves it. This guy has really carried the mantra as the face of our game, as well as anybody. And I tell you what, people now are starting to acknowledge the guy also delivers when it matters.
Love with a wide open look. Good on the three-point shot. Love's got 5.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Now, here's Wall. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now. Here's Beal. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That one is on Towns. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
First one falls for him. The thing about Bradley Beal, when he suits up, the entire lineup becomes exponentially more potent. A quick, powerful athlete, Greg, high basketball IQ, had the great teaching at Florida, carries it to the NBA. Opponents have to account for him, I think, on both ends of the floor.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, coming out of college, a lot of people compared him to Ray Allen. I mean, he possesses that next level smoothness and body control that's often indicative of a true difference maker.
Dishes it to Towns. And the rejection by Love. Here's Beal. That ball's great assist by Ramon Sessions. And it's 8 points here for Beal. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Wizards.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And the shot is good. And it's 6 points for Wall.
And, you know, going back to Bradley Beal, the bottom line is he's a winner. Last year, the Wizards went 8-9 with Beal out of the lineup. Hard to argue with those facts and numbers.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington.
And when you talk about Bradley Beal, it's not just having him in the lineup that matters. It's having him at his best. When he's at 100% health, there are very few guards in the league who can keep up with him. Truly one of the game's great young talent.
Whiteside's checked in for Larry Sanders. Gary Neal's checked in for Washington. Here's Sessions. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Toronto.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
Here is Wall. Pass to Towns. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Towns has got his second basket of the night.
It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
Now Wall. Following the three-point attempt by Kevin Love. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but... he showed us board hands, too.
Washington's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Love right side. Again, Love missing.
We got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, and every play counts.
Now here's Whiteside. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And Wall kicks to Jefferson. Just 4 to shoot. And Wall. There we go now. The dish now to Booker. A 3 ball. And the shot is good. And the Cavaliers lead by 3.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
They recover. Plenty of daylight on that shot. 1:21 left to play in the first quarter.
And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Wall dishes to Towns. Passes to Booker. From past the arc. The shot is off. Now Washington takes it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Well, that was a very physical game, and I think that plays into their hands. So a lot of their points came at the foul line.
And it also led to a lot of foul trouble for some of the key guys they were up against. So we can't forget about that part of it either. Fantastic dunk, and he decided to hang around up there for a while, Kevin.
Well, maybe, he didn't want to land awkwardly. I don't know.
Oh, guys, come on. He's up there posing. He's posing for the photographers. That's all that's about.
As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in. Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
The feed to Whiteside. Back to Wall. Pass to Whiteside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Cleveland shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
That free throw, no good. He's off on the second. Here's Sessions. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Wizards lead by 1. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm and collected throughout the ups and downs of the NBA season. Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
Yeah, he really has been. It's amazing to see the pressure he's dealt with and the way he's handled it with that even-keeled nature. He's as solid and steady as they come at this point in his career. Nothing phases him. Nothing rattles him.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
The roof is up right now, guys. It's raining in here. A lot of threes through the front.
Hey, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and they have not let up from beyond the arc.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Cleveland, Jefferson is out there with Sanders, and it's LeBron James, and it's Rush, and it's Shumpert in at the 1 spot.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break. And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for him.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Well, with a strong mix of perimeter and interior defense, these leading shot blockers among small forwards this past month have had a very good run at their own end of the court. LeBron James, #1.
And typically you have your centers or power forwards contesting the shots down low, but he can come flying in from the wing to block shots.
That's a specialty of his. We call it the rear view challenge. Coming from the weak side, he catches so many shooters by surprise, coming in to provide defensive help at the right time and denying shots.
That's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on it.
Miller, the pass to Gortat. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller. Gortat's got his first points in this one.
Andre Miller, one of the best dime droppers around.
Sanders with a screen on Miller. Feeds to James. Fires from deep. Gortat with the rebound.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had early. But that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for Cleveland. Ball comes in for Shumpert. And a change for the Wizards. Lillard's checked in. Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Here's LeBron. Kicks it to Sanders. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Ilyasova can't hit. Wizards trail by 5. Here's Dudley. Rejected by Wall. Beal with the steal. On its way from Dudley for 2. And again, Washington no good.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. We're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now here's Wall. He has 6. 6 on the shot clock. And there's the second dunk to finish it off.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
Washington with the ball. The Cavaliers making the shot. Nene kicks to Beal. Lillard outside. He feeds it to Beal. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
So for the Wizards, Love comes in for Nene. And Gary Neal subbed in for Bradley Beal. The Cavaliers leading by 7. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
Now here's Dudley, following the miss by John Wall. Neal's shot is off. Cleveland with the ball. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. James against Gortat. LeBron James on the wing. He had 13 points in the win against Brooklyn. Ilyasova, a screen on Gortat. LeBron dishes to Sanders. It's Rush outside, and the shot is good. Rush has got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Cavs.
And in the second round, the Wizards continued to be a tough opponent. I mean, they went up 2-1 on the Hawks, but were unable to keep the series lead. A lot of close, heartbreaking losses for them in that series.
Washington calls timeout.
And the Hawks would ultimately take down the Wizards last year in the postseason. John Wall and his injury were a big turning point in that matchup, and all those buzzer beaters for both teams made it one of the most interesting series of the postseason.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to hear what Randy Whitman was saying to the team. The focus of the discussion was getting their offense to run through Love. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. He said also that their offense needs to be a patient one. He told them, don't rush things. Use as much of that shot clock as you need to. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Here's LeBron. Following the basket by Kevin Love. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to James. And here's Ilyasova outside. Washington with the rebound. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year they came out on the losing end.
And, you know, with two teams in the upper pyramid in the early going, important to establish that pecking order, especially within your conference. So this game is important.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Whiteside's checked in for Sanders. Towns comes in for Ilyasova. And it's Booker in for Brandon Rush. Now here's Love. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Toronto.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge. And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in 08. And really, he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted out, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
With the pass.
Wizards trail by 8. He dishes it to Gortat. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Booker. Off the left rim and out. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Nobody near Lillard. Nailed from three-point land. Lillard's got 5 points so far. The Cavaliers leading by 5. Outside, Wall. Here's Towns. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. 10 points for him.
He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
To the inside. Here's Gortat. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Sessions checked in for the Wizards. Wall attacking. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing. And right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too. They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but you saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
Sessions against Wall. Wants to get it back to Whiteside and does. Makes it off the glass. Whiteside's got 4 this quarter.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Wizards trail by 8.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
Nene, he's checked in for the Wizards. Miller comes in for Gary Neal. Now here's Wall. He's got 10. Whiteside sets the pick for Wall. LeBron is doubled. Out to the right wing. Booker the pass to LeBron. Lets the 3 fly. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yeah, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe. They've slowed down casting those triples here in the second.
And, Clark, I'd like to see them go back outside. They've been shooting well from the perimeter.
Now here's Wall. Wall draws the double. He kicks to James. Right side, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Porter, no luck. The Cavaliers leading by 8. James kicks to Wall. Towns sets the pick for Wall. Inside. Towns, no luck.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And it's Miller penetrating. And he uses the glass on the layup. And here's Whiteside. Up in time. No good on the buzzer beater. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Cavaliers on top.
I'm here with Kevin Love, and great effort out there tonight. Just a quick...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive boards. They converted those extra possessions.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
You know, Love is playing well. He's got 16 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
And on the floor for Randy Whitman as we get into the second half. Damian Lillard out there with Bradley Beal. Then there's Kevin Love. Then there's Jared Dudley. And it's Gortat in its center.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong and attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. Here's Lillard. Moves back up. And that's 2 points on the layup. Lillard's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And how about that screen by Love? That was a wall. You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
Now here's Wall. 6 to shoot. The rebound by Gortat. Gortat's got 5 rebounds tonight. You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
And Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Now here's Towns. Gortat with the steal. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. Dudley dishes to Lillard. No one covering. Lillard's got 9.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
And Wall kicks to Towns. Stolen by Dudley. Here's Beal. Again, the Wizards good for 2.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Here's Wall after the made shot from Bradley Beal. LeBron is screen on Lillard. Wall passes to LeBron. Just 4 to shoot. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year. And it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most after those incidents.
Barry Sanders is checked in for Cleveland. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. There's a screen by Gortat. Wall against Lillard. And there's the pass to Beal. Offensive rebound. Gortat. Soft touch off the glass. Gortat's got 6.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win. And you know, the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. Second in the league in blocked shots last season. Also posted the second best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his neck.
Towns, no luck. For Washington, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Now Lillard. 9 points in the game so far. And here's Love for 3. And Sanders pulls it down. Sanders has got 4 rebounds in this game. Lillard against Wall. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
A chance here, Kevin, to see where the Cavaliers currently rank in the NBA. First in rebound, first in blocks. And they've also made their opponents pay for any mistakes. I mean, they've got the most points off turnovers in the league.
And also, I love their work on the boards. I mean, they put multiple bodies in the paint. Truly a team effort, and that's why they're the best in the league.
Gary Neal's checked in for Kevin Love. Now here's Lillard. He's a solid producer, averaging nearly 22 points a game. For the lead, it's rebounded by Cleveland. Towns has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. A nice shot by Booker. Booker's got 5 points so far.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him. Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Here's LeBron after the basket by Washington. Sanders with the ball. Dishes it to Booker. Shot clock at 6. And finished off by LeBron.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Here's Dudley. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Here's Wall. He's got 12. To the middle. Gortat with the rebound. Washington has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Oh, that's blocked. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. And the Wizards making a change here. Nene is checked in. So timeout call here, the first for Cleveland.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
And Washington put together a good season against the East last year. Ended up with that 46-36 record, with 30 of those wins coming against the rest of the conference.
A different look now for Cleveland. Whiteside's checked in for Sanders. And it's Rush in for James. And then for Washington, Porter comes in for Beal. And Sessions subbed in for Lillard. Now here's Sessions. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. There's Neal with the 3. Kept alive. That gives them the lead. Nene's got his first bucket in this one. This game has a lot of character here in the third period.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I love seeing this type of action. A competitive, compelling matchup. A lot of lead changes here so far.
Yeah, 6 already. Intensity is the theme for this one.
And Wall kicks to Towns. Rebound by the Wizards. Dudley's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Wizards 46 and 36 last season. That was good enough for them to land the number 5 seed.
Well, it was actually, Kevin, the same finish they had in the conference in 2014, even though they won more games. Washington, though, was only 10 and 15 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Washington with the ball, following the score by Cleveland. Buries another. Dudley's got 6 here in this quarter.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Wall dishes to Towns. From 10 feet out, and there's the foul. It'll go on Jared Dudley. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Wizards making a switch here. Miller's checked in. And Clark, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Good job threading that pass into the lane. I like his vision, guys. He sees everything.
Here's Wall. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. It's on Nene.
You know what? Nice job there on the attack at the rim, drawing the contact.
And from a defensive standpoint, a good foul to save the dunk there.
At the line for 2.
Well, I think all three of us agree John Wall, a tremendous all-around player.
Outstanding. Speed was what jumped out at me most when I saw him first at Kentucky. Now he's been able to harness that speed as a pro, and he makes plays that very few can make as a point guard.
He gives you a lot of different looks, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Now here's Sessions. Dudley, no luck.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
It's been brutal in terms of the physicality down low.
And Wall. Here we go now. Pass to Booker. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Let's take a peek at the league's assist leaders. Third, John Wall.
You know, the best passers always know where everybody is on the floor, especially their teammates. And they've got it down to an art form as to how to get their teammates the ball.
And guys, John Wall, obviously one of the most electrifying players to enter the league in some time. Unreal body control, tremendous length and athleticism for a point guard. And that's one of the reasons he gets so many steals, blocks, and rebounds. All the extra things from his position that really add up.
Here is Wall. Following the basket by Nene. 5 on the clock. Got a piece of it. And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Love's check in for Washington. Timeout called the Cavaliers.
And, you know, guys, for Wall, the one thing he's still ironing out is his shooting stroke. It looks better every year, but doesn't necessarily go in more often, especially from 3. But even if he never becomes a great shooter, I think he'll remain one of the game's best all-around talents.
Cavs were one of the top teams in the East last year, and it was in large part to how strong they were at home.
What, did they shoot it well from beyond the arc at home, Kevin? I mean, top 3 in the league in terms of three-point shooting. It does help to have LeBron, doesn't it?
It does. That is a factor. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Cleveland. LeBron comes in for Booker. Now here's Nene after LeBron James's miss. Here's Love. It's hauled in by LeBron.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And, you know, for the Cavs at home, they ended with 31 wins there. Second best record in the East in that regard. A lot of those wins actually came after the All-Star break.
Ball pass it to LeBron. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Miller kicks to Love. Now here's Porter. Here's Sessions. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Cavaliers lead by 1. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. And the Wizards with possession. They trail by 1. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. LeBron James is out there with Ilyasova. Then there's Whiteside. Then there's Iman Shumpert. And it's Rush in at the 2-guard position. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. And that one's good. Love. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
This game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Now here's James. Beal with the steal. In transition, here come the Wizards. Lillard with the ball. Cleveland's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. And here is LeBron. Ilyasova sets a screen for James. Shot clock at 6. From outside, off the mark.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Beal can't get it to go.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
LeBron against Beal. Whiteside, a screen on Beal. James dishes to Whiteside. Cleveland moving it around. And Shumpert kicks to Ilyasova. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Wizards.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Wall's checked in. Gortat's checked in for the Wizards. Dudley comes in for Sessions. Here's Wall, and the bucket counts. He's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
Oh, terrific way to finish that move there, going to the basket. And John Wall, guys, is still one of the most explosive players in the league. His speed makes professional athletes look like they are stuck in mud.
Now here's LeBron. To the paint. Here's Whiteside. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Despite an overall strong year in 2015 for the Wizards, they were pretty weak at times on the road.
Managed only 17 wins away from home, tied the Pelicans for the fewest road wins for any team that actually made the playoffs last year.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Towns comes in for Ilyasova. And it's Booker in for Brandon Rush.
And you can see that even though he ties the game up, disappointed he couldn't give him the lead.
Love with the bucket.
And for the Wizards and their road problems, a lot of it came from their inability to defend the three. I mean, they were in the bottom third in the league at defending the three as the road team.
Wall draws the double. Towns kicks to James. Now the dish to Whiteside. Boom, he jams it straight down.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Love, no good.
And you know what's odd about the Wizards' road problems is that they played outstanding defense otherwise. I mean, compared to 2014, they definitely took a step backwards in regards to their road play last season. He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Lillard, the pass to Beal. Up against Whiteside, and stolen by Whiteside. Pass to LeBron. The feed to Wall. Pass to Booker. The 15-footer, and good, coming off the assist by Wall. Wall's got his 8th assist here tonight.
And turning down what would have been a tough shot for himself into an easy one for his teammate. And guys, in a draft with so many talented big men and lead guards, Booker was a bit of a hot commodity. One of the purest sharpshooters in the draft, has a lightning quick release on his jump shot.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. And with Booker, you know, who is a Kentucky guy, he's a sharpshooter. Greg, you're talking about that. His dad actually played at the University of Missouri. He was a pretty good shooter. Clark, this Booker has a pretty good frame to work with, and I think that's going to serve him well in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like his size. I like his stroke. I like his toughness. I think he's going to be better defensively than people think. He's got a lot of good stuff in his game already.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Randy Whitman had some words for his team over the break. He told the guys that for now, he wants to see them back off the three-point shot, saying all our offense doesn't need to come from perimeter jump shots. Let's get the ball inside for some high percentage looks.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
Outside, Wall. Here's Towns. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
When they've had a chance to attack the basket at any point in this game, they've taken advantage.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
And he makes both free throws. Wizards trail by 6. And Beal kicks to Love. But they get it back. Kicks it out to Lillard. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Gortat.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Cleveland with the ball. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
And guys, they put the defense on the defensive.
Wizards have gotten only 3 of their non-field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
And it's out of bounds. The Cavaliers able to retain possession here.
Hey, get LeBron, get LeBron.
Outside, Wall. Knocked away. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Wizards trail by 8. An open look for Lillard. Offensive rebound. Nice ball movement by Washington. Offensive rebound. Love. And finally they hit one. Love's got 9 points now in just the second half.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And Wall kicks to LeBron. Feeds to Whiteside. To the middle. Shot clock at 5. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Damian Lillard.
You know, the Cavs had a slow start to last season compared to how everybody thought they would play. Still, it was the best start for Kevin Love in his career and would end up being the most winning team he's played on. Says something about how long he's waited for success.
And Love, who would also go on to make his first postseason appearance Played in the first round last year. It was a complete 180 for him in what he was used to at Minnesota.
And even though there were ups and downs for Love last season, you know that he must have enjoyed winning for a change. And being in the league so long without making the playoffs, he finally got a chance to play in the postseason.
The drive by James.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Excellent team play there on the pick, and then he ripped it down.
Shoots from 12. Not as good, and the Cavaliers lead cut to just 5 on the basket from Love.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
They set the pick. Wall dishes to James. LeBron sets the screen for Wall. Back to LeBron. No one near Whiteside as he lets it go. Not enough on that one as it misses. Wizards trail by 5. And Beal kicks to Gortat. Down low. And Damian Lillard with the jam. Great game for him. Double-double now. 11 points and 11 assists.
And that is a major league flush right there, my friends.
And in a tight contest like this, Greg, that might be just what they need to get the tide rolling in their direction.
You're exactly right. I mean, so often when a team gets that kind of explosive play out of its backcourt, that can really rally and galvanize the whole squad.
Now, here's Wall. Corner shot. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Wizards trail by 3. Lillard the pass to Beal. Kicks to Dudley. And another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now he's shooting 5 of 11.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Now here's Wall. He feeds it to James. He dishes it to Booker. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. James has got his 7th assist here tonight.
Defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time. They're committing an awful lot of fouls, and most of them are unproductive. You don't want to let guys get easy layups. I understand that. But this could turn into a parade to the foul line.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. There's a minute 34 left here in the 4th quarter. Love dishes to Beal. Hands are the ball out of bounds. Beal touched it last.
Got sloppy in a close game. You have to take advantage of every opportunity.
The Cavaliers leading by 4. Inside, it's tipped and stolen by Love. Lillard outside. We've got 1:13 left in the game. Outside, Wall. To the paint. Here's Towns. No good. Good D from Love. Washington has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter.
Looking at the game, Beal has been happy. He's got 10 points and 3 steals. It's been a really complete performance for him today.
And Clark, he's made a huge impact at both ends of the floor.
It's the first that narrows the lead down to just 3. He hits both from the strike.
What a clutch performer. He loves being in these situations, just relishes the opportunity. A lot of guys say they do, but you can see it in his face. He truly does.
Now here's Wall. James a screen on Lillard. And Wall kicks to James. Buries it.
Well, they're having major trouble dealing with LeBron.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. They're down by 4. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Lillard outside. Love. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. Washington calls timeout. They're trailing by 4. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, and not only do you want to draw up a score here, but it's got to be a quick one.
Yeah, it has to be quick. They've got to convert, and then there has to be an immediate foul.
Seconds left in the fourth quarter. Got a piece of it. Here's Beal. Gortat, the pass to Beal. Three-pointer, Lillard. It falls! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Boy, and just look at what Damian Lillard is doing.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're in front by 1. There's 10 seconds left to play in the final quarter. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. So he comes up empty, missing both. Now Beal, Lillard on top to take the lead. Oh, no good. So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
Tremendous work all the way down to the wire. You were just wondering what would happen next. Major drama, and we saw good.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Well, LeBron, given that it's still early in the season, what has your attitude been this year?
Just wanted to come in this season more complete basketball player.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey, y'all. Ernie Johnson here, along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille LeBron James. Let's go to Shaq. What can you say about... And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith, and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the New York Knicks. Checking out New York. After a strong season last year, the bottom has fallen out for this team as they find themselves in 10th place in the conference well into the season. We'll be keeping an eye on John Wall tonight. He's really made that jump from good to great the last few years. Once looked at as a scoring point guard, he now makes his entire team better, Shaq.
You know,
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and a very special holiday wish from all of us here at 2K Sports.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Ernie Johnson and Shaq and Kenny.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, it's
Shaka Claus.
What a festive day it is. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Golden State Warriors at their home, Oracle Arena. Well, for the Warriors, a finals rematch. They'd better be ready. As the defending NBA champs, everybody's gunning for them, but especially the runner-up. From all of us here at 2K, Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
Nowhere I would rather be on this day than here with you guys.
I got a couple other places, but this is not bad either.
You know
I got a couple other
Christmas,
places,
Ernie?
got a couple other guys.
You know
got
what
a
I got
couple
for
other
Christmas
people.
this morning?
What'd you give?
Not a dang thing.
No?
I'm
No
Santa.
gifts?
Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. The fans are making noise here inside the Oracle Arena for their Warriors. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA. Right now, no question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
And well, for the Warriors, at times they played some of the best basketball in the league, but they haven't been able to sustain it over the course of the entire season. And that's the only reason they're not in first place.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, consistency has been the issue. It's been missing. But it wouldn't be surprising if they put it all together at the right time.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We've got Wall. Towns is out there with Whiteside, and it's LeBron James, and it's Booker in at the shooting guard position. That's good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs, swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Kicks it to Green. Pass to Booker. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Green laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Green's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
And Wall kicks to Towns. Right side a screen. They set the screen. Stolen by Thompson. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
All with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Curry against Wall. 6 on the shot clock. Towns sets the pick for Wall. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. With the shot, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Sanders checked in for Whiteside. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, a moment ago, Steve Kerr and I were able to chat. It seemed the player who's really on his mind is John Wall. He said we've got to keep him out of transition and out of the paint. His jump shot is still a work in progress, and we're going to make him prove he can hit it consistently before we'll play out on him. Guys, that's going to be the MO on Wall until he can knock down that perimeter shot.
Thanks, Doris.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
For Cleveland, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. There's the dish to Booker. Sanders, high post. Down low. Here's Towns. And that one is stuffed right through.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish. No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
James against Barnes. James in the post. Lock at 6. And Wall kicks to Towns. Warriors with the rebound. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when you have an inability to make free throws consistently, and that's why they ended up losing.
Yes, sir. I think some doubt started to creep in when they kept missing those foul shots. I mean, you could see them start to shy away from wanting to even go to the line.
Here's James after the made shot from Klay Thompson and stolen by Barnes. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Second chance shot, got a hand on it. On the wing, James. A 23-point game for him in the win against New York.
But his passing just blew me away. I mean, to see him operate their offense that way was a breath of fresh air.
The number 1 overall pick in 2005, Andrew Bogut. Great expectations, Greg, for the big Aussie coming in.
Yeah, I mean, a phenomenal rebounder and rim protector. He's got that high basketball IQ from a defensive standpoint. You know, and on offense, he averaged over 20 points a game in college. He's an instinctive passer, just not much more you could ask for.
You know, going back to Bogut's fanfare entering the league, was 3rd in Rookie of the Year balloting. Then he went on to have some solid, if unspectacular, years. Though his shot blocking and defense were always strong.
Here's LeBron following the basket by Draymond Green. Will it go? And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And guys, one thing people often forget to mention about Bogut, his passing. What sets him apart as a big man is his court vision, and whether it's from the high post, low post, he can create opportunities for his teammates.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for Klay Thompson.
Well, LeBron James long considered the greatest player in the league. He's got some competition now, though. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, James Harden, all playing well last year. But for my money, there's no better player in the league than King James.
Warriors leading by 5. Curry kicks to Bogut. Iguodala outside. On the wing, Green. Sanders with the steal. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. And the slam dunk by Wall.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Here's Barnes following the score by Cleveland. 6 to shoot with his first shot attempt. Here's Green and the rejection by LeBron. And again, it's the Warriors missing. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Left side, Wall. The kick out to LeBron. The shot from 20 feet away. That one wide left. Golden State's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Curry with it. He's picked up by Wall. Iguodala wide open. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 4 assists now tonight. The Cavaliers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. All with it. Turned in an outstanding game against New York. Barnes against James. Green with the block. And they get it back. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And some changes here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Barbosa comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Green kicks to Iguodala. He drains the quick shot. And it's an 8-point Warrior lead. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Warriors.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They're crashing the offensive glass hard, too. I mean, they've dropped in several second-chance baskets.
Here's Towns after the made shot from Andre Iguodala. The shot is off. Great D that time from Green.
Well, you know, last season, Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry.
Passes it to Livingston. From the wing, Larry Sanders with the rebound. Greg, Steve Kerr did win over the locker room in a hurry last season. They had finished a successful run under Mark Jackson. Winning accelerates everything. They certainly bought into it.
They really did. And people don't often appreciate how difficult it is to come into a situation where expectations are that high. But he also went out of his way to empower his players and really give them some accountability. Didn't try to hide anyone on defense and played to the strengths of his team on the offensive end.
And Wall kicks to Towns. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. 6 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Warriors leading by 8. There's Green with the 3. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team second and third opportunities to score the ball.
At some point, guys, it comes down to pride. Start banging on your chest and get after it from your heart. I mean, you've got to at least offer some resistance. You can't just let guys do what they want in there. Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand. He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Wall, Spates with the block. Wall wide open. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Wall's got 8 points.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
The Warriors have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
Shooting for Golden State, Sean Livingston. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Livingston. Livingston hits both of them. Seven seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Jefferson. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. The Warriors on top as they wrap up the first quarter on a 14-6 run. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And Cavs head coach David Blatt beginning his NBA career after a long and illustrious career coaching over in Europe. He talked about the difference coaching abroad. And Blatt, one of the most successful American coaches in European basketball history, Clark, and he's done a great job in his first season with the Cavaliers in the NBA, but nothing he did overseas certainly can compare to this.
And, you know, that's why, Kevin, people always talk about it in terms of being a marathon and not a sprint. There's nothing that compares to the NBA grind. Nothing is comparable to it.
And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And, guys, we've seen the Warriors really take control here.
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
On the court for Cleveland, they've got Jefferson. Towns is out there with Quincy Pondexter. Then there's Whiteside, and it's Wall in at the 1 spot.
Quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball both ends.
And that's out of bounds. Golden State will retain possession. Cleveland on defense. They trail by 7. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
And Maurice Spates last season with the best year of his career. I mean, he shot the cover off the ball and did a nice job on the boards as well.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. Outside, Wall. And we've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Towns, no luck. Warriors leading by 8. Curry kicks to Thompson. Back to Curry. The shot is off. Nice D from Wall. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Whiteside, high post. Over to the wing. Whiteside a screen. Whiteside a screen on Spates. Outside for Jefferson. Jefferson can't get that one to fall. And for the Warriors, they're shooting at 50% in a decent group. Here's Thompson, and it's blocked by Whiteside. Golden State moving it around. He's clobbered. He'll get 3 shots at the line.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
You have to avoid fouls like that. As a defender, challenge the three-point shooter, but run by him, not into him.
And the first one at the line is good.
And Steph Curry, not just a superstar player, but one of the best contracts in basketball this year and next for under $24 million combined. And you can bet he's due for a major increase in pay when 2017 rolls around.
Ilyasova, he's checked in for Cleveland. And he makes all 3. And for Stephen Curry, a value contract, but a growing list of endorsements. One of the top-selling jerseys in the league, a signature shoe deal. He's doing all right.
Yeah, I don't think he's worried about it. He's got a Bible quotation on his wrist that says, "Love never fails." And that's how he approaches the game, with a true love and faith that his hard work is going to pay off.
And it's slammed in by Whiteside.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe. Just
Well, I don't think it would be a bad idea, Kevin. I mean, they could use all the second chance points they can get.
Here is Wall. Andrew Bogut making his last shot. And Wall kicks to Jefferson. Now here's Ilyasova. 8 points his last outing. Here's Whiteside, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Hit. One shot.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. James is checked in.
Boy, last season, Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals. But he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. And GA, as you said with Whiteside, his fiery attitude flared up a few times last season, and it hurt his team more than once in Miami.
No doubt. It's something that he has got to work on. I mean, he's proven that he can be a big-time player in this league, but he can't have the mental lapses that get him tossed from games and hurt his team.
Now here's Wall. 8 points for him. 6 to shoot. Cannot hit. Good D by Thompson.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamorous stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Now here's James. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot. Now James. He's a guy that can score, no doubt, averaging over 25 points a game. They set the screen, and there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Maurice Spates. And Cleveland also making a change. Shumpert's checked in. To the paint. It's tipped. It's stolen by Bogut. Curry dishes to Barnes. No good from Bogut.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
James with the bucket.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Curry against Shumpert. And Andrew Bogut the bucket on the assist by Curry. Curry's got 6 assists here tonight.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Now here's Shumpert. A 17-point game for him in the win against New York. James, the pass to Ilyasova. 5 to shoot. A three-pointer, no good. For so long, there has been this mindset that Golden State wins through offense. But their defense, you know, Gia, you were talking about this, it's where the true strength of this team lies.
I think that's what's really allowed them to separate when you look at the rest of the league. I mean, they led the league in opponents' field goal percentage last season. And some nights, the shots weren't falling, but the defense always showed up.
And here is Shumpert. Outside Jefferson. Back to Shumpert. Baseline jumper. Drained for 2 points. And so here is Golden State. They host the Kings after this game. And that game concludes a 5-game homestand.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assist.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland.
And remember, you go back to when Steph Curry was in college, more of a shooting guard at Davidson, but he's worked relentlessly to not only improve his ball handling, but his vision. And now, all of a sudden, he's one of the most elusive ball handlers in the NBA.
And Curry, certainly, Clark, a magician with the ball in his hands. He can really supply the terrific handle, razzle-dazzle moves, crossovers. He has it all.
He sure does, but on occasion he can be a little loose with it and turn it over some. That's been a focus both by him and the coaching staff. Attack, but do it with precision.
And the Warriors with some changes. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Barnes. Barbosa comes in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Sanders checked in for Whiteside. Towns comes in for Ilyasova. Booker, he's checked in for Jefferson. And John Wall subbed in for Iman Shumpert. And Wall, here we go now. And that one's good. Wall's got 10.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on him.
So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is, GA, their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing. Now a timeout called by Golden State.
Guys, the Warriors ended the year at just over a 10-point differential per game. I mean, still that number is staggering when you think of what it takes to achieve that mark over the course of a season. Typically, championship teams are somewhere in the +6 to +8 range. 10 is off the charts.
Here is Livingston. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now, he averages about 9 points a game.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Now, here's Wall. They trail by 11. To the wing on the left. Shot clock at 5. Takes the 13-footer. Green with the rebound.
And you know what? That Warriors point differential was helped out a lot by their play at home. The home differential was almost +15 points per game. A lot of blowout wins. Scary thing is they set their starters in the fourth so often, they could have made those numbers even higher had they wanted.
And so it's Cleveland with it, following the score by Golden State. Booker with it. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And that one's good.
Now, that's where you like your shots to come from.
Warriors leading by 11. The pass to Barbosa. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard. Show you the teams that have shot the lights out during the last month. Second, the Cavaliers. Number 5, the Warriors.
Forget about what happened last year. Forget what may happen the rest of this year. These guys have settled into a great shooting rhythm over the last month, and both teams hope it continues.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they're bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andrew Bogut. That'll be his second foul of the game. A minute 20 left in the first half. And Wall kicks to Towns. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And it goes on Draymond Green.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And those midseason trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
And yes, sir, that one drops. Barbosa's got the lead up to 13 now for the Warriors.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Outside, Wall. Pass to James. Screen by Sanders. Here's Booker. And there's the call on James. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
That's his third personal foul. 14 fouls.
Warriors leading by 13. Livingston dishes to Green. And here's Iguodala outside. And another three for Golden State.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best mid-season. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
Now here's Wall. He's got 10.
Hey, watch Andre, watch Andre.
Iguodala, the pass to Barbosa. To the middle. Sanders with the steal.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
The Cavaliers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. And so he makes both from the line. And stolen by James. And the first half is now in the books. Warriors lead by 14. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, what has been the underlying principle of how you and the team have taken the floor tonight?
Communication. Communication doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but in order for us to be a good team, everyone has to be on the same page, and we're doing it tonight.
Andre, thank you. Kevin, one of those intangibles you always look to.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have amped up home crowd joining us for our halftime report. Ernie Johnson with the illustrious Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The first half went well, really well for Draymond Green. He ended up with 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. His opening period tonight, right on par with his performance last game out, which was outstanding. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game, and that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
They're getting completely outworked on the glass. Giving up that many rebounds is how you dig yourself into a hole like this, Ernie. They want to close the gap on the scoreboard. They got to close the gap on the boards. You like that, Ernie? They want to close the gap on the scoreboard. They got to close the gap on the boards. Oh, I'm so good.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the horn.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. A fantastic game from Draymond Green in this one.
I tell you what, though, it's going to be important to see if they can slow him down in the second half, because so far they have not had anybody that can disrupt his rhythm down low.
Well, how about guys mixing up the looks? I mean, bump him out a little bit, front him, double him, anything to try to get him off his rhythm.
The Cavaliers trail by 14. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, the defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3, and it's Curry in at the point guard. Now here's Curry following the miss by John Wall. That's tipped and stolen by Booker. Cleveland moving it around, stolen by Thompson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And guys, last season, Klay Thompson made his first All-Star trip overall. Clark, his game took a huge leap forward.
Hey, I agree with you, Kevin. And a big reason for that, I think, was his spot on Team USA. playing the way he did and with that group really lifted his confidence.
Excellent point. And so Thompson nails both of them.
And Thompson last season set the record for most points ever in a quarter with 37. Made all 13 shots and 2 free throws and finished the game with 52 points.
Now here's Booker. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And Wall kicks to James. Clock at 4. Shot by Wall. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
And Thompson making all 9 of his three-pointers in that game. I mean, that was also a record. The most three-pointers in a quarter. I think that performance sealed his place among the All-Star reserves.
The Cavaliers trail by 16. James dishes the Wall. Towns the pass to James. There's the feed to Towns. Good on the 7-footer. Towns has got 14. Here's Curry. He's got 5. He dishes it to Barnes. On the wing, Thompson. Off target with his 3. The Cavaliers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And Wall kicks to Booker.
LeBron.
Feeds it to Sanders. Just 5 to shoot. LeBron dishes to Towns. From the low block, Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Out left to the wing. Nobody near Barnes. It's good from long range. Barnes has got his second bucket of the night.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Wall against Thompson. Left side, Wall. LeBron outside from deep three-point range. No good from Booker.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Thompson outside. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. Timeout called the Cavaliers. Well, from the moment he stepped into the league, Klay Thompson was lights out in terms of shooting. Clark, he has never had a problem knocking one down.
Well, the first player in league history to notch 500 made threes in his first 3 seasons in the league. That is remarkable.
And for Thompson, his three-pointer was his calling card early on, but I love the way he's expanded his game every season. He's become a very good defender and broadened his offensive game as well.
Different look now for Cleveland. Whiteside's checked in for Sanders. Ilyasova comes in for Towns. And it's Pondexter in for James. The Cavaliers trail by 20.
You know, and speaking of Thompson expanding his game, he's also come out of his shell a little bit. Very quiet early on, but he has gotten more and more comfortable in the league and becoming more outspoken.
Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Dishes it to Barnes. Here's the 3. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. 9 points for Barnes.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Wall passes to Whiteside. Clock at 6. And that one is stuffed right through.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Warriors leading by 21. And Green gets it to go. Green's got 19 points.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years, ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly.
And the Warriors won 51 games back in 2014, improved that mark by 16 wins last season. Among teams that won at least 50 games in the previous year, that 16-game improvement was an NBA record for the Warriors.
Now Wall. After the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. Whiteside a screen on Thompson. And Wall. Here we go now. And there's the 3-second violation. We have a chance now to look at the teams that have created the most points off turnovers this season. The Cavaliers, number 1.
And all those points off turnovers have been a huge bonus. I mean, that aggressive defense has also paid dividends at the offensive end of the floor.
It goes without saying the Warriors set franchise records all over the place with their play. Their win total being the highest ever, but also of note was it was the first time they've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons. They seem to truly have arrived as a top-notch franchise in this current state of the NBA.
Pondexter, no good. Warriors leading by 23. Thompson with it. He's picked up by Wall. And the Warriors making a change here. Iguodala's checked in.